All right. Who's got that first spiritual experience do you want to share?
Kalima Shabazz.
I have one.
Rahubat, Kalima. That's the generous Kalima. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, I had this dream that me and two of my relatives were in a vehicle, and even though it was a familiar place, I know it was still a different reality. It looked like it was a rocket that was getting ready to go up, but it didn't really go up high. And as the car started going, going down the street, it turned into something else. Then it started coming on the same side as the passenger side, following the same way that I was going in the car. And then not only did it change shape and form, it became like translucent, and it kind of reminded me of like the colors of the rainbow when you open up, like when you blow bubbles and stuff. And I wasn't really ready for it, and it came inside the car, and I don't know what it did to me. I don't, because I don't remember that part. But then another little circular orb, like the ones that I see over here, that came in through the back of the car. And then we ended up somewhere completely different.
All right. Thank you. I remember I had a vision in another reality. It was last week. And I had some people with me. We were looking for a bookstore front to open up. Somehow we ended up, it appeared to be in New Orleans, and I found the bookstore front. But where it was going is that the elders assembled, and they told me that I was going to write a book that was going to change the world. And I said, yeah, I have it in me to do it. And then they said, you're going to write 9 books total. I just want to communicate that to you all. I had another, the brothers in the background talking. Can you please stop 60 phones? Don't come here with that. Okay, I was in D.C. I know you, Tone. We were in D.C. in a hotel way up on a high floor. And it seemed to be a narrow room, and the backdrop was all glass windows way up on the high floor. And they had a big graph up there, and they were trying to explain something to me. And I turned around because I felt a presence, and I saw a sham, a UFO craft outside the window. And the beings on it were focused on me. Right? But the rest of the vision I'm not going to reveal, but I just want to give you all a little bit of it. Okay, anybody else have a spiritual experience they'd like to share? Okay, Har, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Could you lead off with the prayer, please?
Yeah. Nakuk Sadok be Amun-Rayay. Wu Nabad Mumadu, Wu Madad, Wu Munzer, Wu Li Panan Zaman, Wu Wakat, Panabab Ya Nun. Kalal Hamada, Adir Le Amun-Rayay. The Tar Shalil Pa Patet Wu Pa Taha. Anuke Nawapu. I trust by way of Amun-Rayay and his master teachers and his papyrus and his warner for this day and time, Panabab Yanun. All praises are for Amun-Rayay, the Thar, overseer of the heavens and the earth. I am Nuwapu.
Bless. All right, who's got that first question?
Amun, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, son. Did you get a package, brother?
I got it. Yes, I was going to let you know I did get it yesterday.
Okay, very good. And your mother's package, we looking at your mother's package, it's dynamic. It's just waiting on her. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, we're going to get it together.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah,
and the Sister Sheila, you received your package too, right?
Yes, sir. I received it. I have mine. It's very.
I love you. Then I hope you listen to that the Mind. It's a 3 CD set, okay? And Mother Goddess. Okay. Go ahead, son.
Yes, well, Friday, me and my wife and son, we went out to eat at a hibachi place. And, I got a big aunt that me and my son always wear. We wear that with us all the time. So as we got to the place, a young Asian guy came up to me and said, "Hey, you got on the aunt?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I like that." He said, "That's the real cross right there." I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Yes, sir." He started talking. He said, "Y'all are the real Jews, man." He said, "It's time for the truth to come out." I said, "Okay." I said, "You sound like you know what you're talking about." So he kept talking. He said, the Caucasus had always suppressed y'all. They are trying to rewrite y'all history. He said, "Well, it's an honor to see you, man. And it's an honor to see you." He says, "Honor for you to see you wearing your symbol. You know what time it is."
Bless.
I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've been taught, to know right knowledge right now, and it's time for our people to wake up." He said, "I want to speak with you some more." And he said, "But it's an honor to meet you and your family." And I mean, he treated us so raw to that day at the place. But and it's like a lot of people around were hearing, and my wife was like, "Baby, the people getting mad," because he said the white folks are from the Caucasus Mountains. He said they know what they've been doing. It's time for them to quit doing the thing they doing. I said, "Man, you teaching right now." And it was just so amazing to see.
That's beautiful.
He was,
and they are ushering in the end too. How many of you all are aware of what Donald Trump did yesterday?
Sure, I am. Mm-hmm. I am. Yeah, cool. Everywhere. Cool.
Well, you know that he sent those B-52 stealth bombers over there, sent 7 of them over there to bomb 3 cities and nuclear sites in Iran. There's 3 more that haven't been touched yet. So keep your eyes open to that.
This is Jerry Lee.
Rahubat, glad to hear your tone, son. Now, the thing is Iran done already told them there's going to be some terrible consequences to pay for that. So you can believe you could be looking out for something, worse than 9/11 or something. In other words, it's going to be a response to that. But know that China's deeply involved with Iran. And right now, they're the masters of this physical world. Right? I don't mean like the creator, but I mean in the physical sense. They've surpassed the Caucasus in every way. Financially, militarily, intellectually. You follow me? But they're rather humble they're kind of a humble race, and they don't use a lot of bravado, but they walk light, but they carry a big stick. You follow me? And I don't know how the United States think they figured whether Iran has a nuclear device or not. But I smell the same lie they told in Iraq about weapons of mass destruction, WMDs, that they lied about and used that as a guise to attack Iraq falsely. After they paid them great deals of money to attack Iran on their behalf, using mustard gas and everything in the trenches, slaughtered a lot of Marines, but they couldn't overthrow them. And then that's what the devil does. After he used you up, he throw you under the bus. Then he turns and attacked Iraq and lied on them, created this big lie that they had nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction, and used that for provocation to destroy that country and topple its leadership. Now they're talking about a regime change in Iran. That's just like somebody overseas talking about, y'all need a regime change. We're going to knock Donald Trump out and all the MAGA and put a puppet, another set our president up over the United States. How are you going to go into another country and tell them people that who they voting for, who gonna be the head of their government?
Exactly.
The devil went too far. All right, I sent out a short email to a lot of people, and it had the last class on it about heaven. But what was interesting, and I'm showing you that now is docking with itself, things are coming together, the synchronicity, is that I stumbled across on Tubi something that Keith Amun blessed me with, bless her, that about heaven, life after death. And I wanted you all, like any given Sunday, to look at that piece, right, that short piece on heaven and life after. How many of you did that?
I did.
Yes.
And everybody that didn't do it, you're robbing yourself. You're putting everything before that. You're trading sugar for shit. Seriously. You better be here in this world right now trying to reconnect with your higher immortal self. Other than that, everything that you strive for and have faith and believe in or excited by is only a temporary fleeting thing that'll end at the grave, if not sooner. So I caution you. Remember that I was sent here by the Creator, the Most High, to deliver light messages to you. If you think anything that you get from me is a trifling or insignificant, you're clowning yourself. You're robbing yourself. All right.
Cool.
That's true.
I had a question about that, Amun.
Yes.
Yes. In part of it, it said something about like when Christians die or when they transition, that they will meet whatever their version of heaven is. You know, if it's Jesus at the pearly gates, that's what they'll meet. So does that imply that the thoughts that we entertain manifest even in the spiritual side?
What that implies is that the videographer and the people that authored that video clip are more than likely Caucasians. And they're giving their perspective.
Okay.
They always supplant the original people, the original Jews. They always supplant you all and put their image in place of it, right?
Sure.
Now, as far as Christians, there'll be some Christians that don't go to hell as long as they follow the precepts of the religion they believed in. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against their neighbor. The Ten Commandments, which really are 613 commandments brought down by Moses. If they follow those precepts and live in divine love and do unto others as they would do unto themselves, then those Christians will go to a sort of a heaven, but it'll be a lower heaven.
Okay.
The higher heavens will be occupied by those with me. All right?
Sure.
All right, I love you.
Thank you, Messiah.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay, speak up, brother.
Yes. Do angels and prophets, do they have the same free will as everyone else?
It's not the same, but they do have will. Otherwise, the devil wouldn't have been cast out of heaven because he's an angel. Right?
Right. True.
He elected to rebel and be disagreeable. Next question.
So
I have a question.
I have one. Is in live and take time the same people?
Say it again.
In live and the question is in live and
there are different forms of negative
I
beings. There are different forms of negative beings. Right? So Luciferians are different than Satanists, you know, but they all carry a negative energy that they express in different ways. Same thing with Enlil. He's a negative entity, but he expresses his evil in a different way than, say, Lucifer. You follow me? Like you take a devil like Adolf Hitler, or you take a whore, a prostitute that destroys families and spreads disease. These are both devils, but they work out of a different modus operandi. You follow me?
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
A drug dealer is not like Jeffrey Dahmer that eats people and this, that, and the other.
So I have a question from that, Amun.
Right.
So on the spiritual side, is there still polarity? I know you said there's time is no more, it doesn't exist, but is there still polarity, or are things, they just are?
On the spiritual side, things just are. Polarity only exists on the physical plane, the realm of opposites. That's the major distinction between the spiritual realm and the physical realm, right?
Sure.
Josiah Houdini.
Rahu, that? You have a question, brother?
Sorry, what?
What's your question?
No, the robot told me to say my name.
Oh, I got you. Okay, very good. This your first night here? It's not bad. I follow you.
No, I joined one, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday, I mean. But it was for a little bit because I got busy.
All right, everybody, welcome Isaiah to class. Please.
Welcome home, my dear. Well, back. Much love and night.
Welcome home, brother.
There you go. Who has that next question?
I got a question.
I have a question.
All right, brother, what is it?
Oh.
The sister can go.
Very good, very good. Sister, what is it?
My question is, from last Thursday, you discussed about, like, dreams, like the perspective of, like, when we're awake, like, right now, like, this is our spirit having a dream.
Exactly.
Versus, like, when we are actually...
You know, I'd like to bring to you all's attention...
Oh,
if you give me a second, sister. I'd like to bring to you all's attention that, remember, Amun-Rayay, when he was Dr. Malachi Z. York, he created a video in 1984 that I used to watch all the time on television. It's Only a Dream, that he created in Passion Studios. How many of you all remember that video?
I do.
I remember that video.
That's one of my favorite songs.
That's right.
Song.
But understand, understand that when he was in there, they were all dancing, but everybody in the video had a little dot, a little shiny dot on their forehead, a colorful dot where the third eye is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the lyrics were, my mind thinks it's real. My mind thinks it's real. And it feels so real, but it's only a dream. Remember? So understand that even way back then, he was woke. You follow me? Go ahead, sister. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. I think my question, it was kind of like, how, like, when you dream, like, how come, like, you kind of go to, like, a different dream necessarily versus, like, when you, like, now, how, like, it's, like, everything is, like, in sequence versus, like, when you dream, it's, like, not in sequence, it's just, like, random.
I follow you. And I hope whoever has It's Only a Dream in the video form, please email it to me. And can you what, brother? Can you address a question?
Gotcha.
What?
Jasmine, I wanted to share that I think it's just a temporary phase because my dreams are in sequence now, but they didn't used to be. But working with Amun, that's changed.
Okay. Now, my response to that is that your dreams, Jasmine, are not necessarily in sequence, Because wherever attention goes, energy flows. Energy flows where attention goes. Here on the physical plane, everything is in sequence to convince you that it's a reality. But in the dream world, you're a free spirit. And whatever you think about or focus on, if you think about your little brother or sister, if you think about your truck that you drive, if you think about the future, or if you think about when you were in school, or your significant other, then you're immediately there. You follow what I mean? That's what you mean, isn't it?
Yeah, I have another question with that because, like, I do notice within my dreams, like, they always be going back to when I was in school, but, like, in the physical sense, or, like, right now, like, I don't be thinking about it. Like, I don't think about back when I was in school, but when I dream, like, it's usually, like, back when I was in school and stuff like that, so...
Okay.
I don't know, I feel like that's kind of weird.
Realize that you have 3 levels to your mind. You have a super subconscious, a subconscious, and a walking wake conscious mind. And the subconscious is always pulling from the super subconscious and from the conscious wake mind to deliver messages to you. All right? It's sandwiched in between those two. So you don't really know all the time what your super subconscious is thinking about. But during the day, because you're preoccupied with the jihad, a war between the physical and spiritual body. But at night, when the brain shuts down, physical brain, and the physical body shuts down, your spirit that never slumbers acts freely on your flesh, and it raises up. And when it leaves your body through the etheric cord, it becomes the only you there is, which it is the only you. So I would like you all to start imagining yourselves not as a physical being that possesses a spirit, but as a spiritual, soulful being that possesses a body as a lower aspect of itself. Because what you are, the light is the life. The physical body is nothing without it. Your body can't live without the spirit, but your spirit goes on infinitely without the body. Are you following me?
Sure.
Right. And in the physical, you remember all your physical experiences. But your spirit remembers all of your experiences, physical and spiritual. The real you. So maybe your oversoul is trying to communicate a message to you, but you should keep a diary of your dreams and go back and read them in about 2 or 3 months, and you'll be amazed at the messages. You can't put it together necessarily with one dream, but if you start reading them back to back, they'll start materializing in front of you and form a picture, okay?
That's true.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And the brother that had a question.
Yes, Rahul Bad.
Rahul Bad.
My question was, since when we're using our mind to create our reality, is it more accurate to say when we are choosing to go which already exists instead of creating it, like all time is happening at the same time? So aren't we just in our mind thinking of something that already exists? Considering that
that's right. There's nothing new under the sun. That's right, son. There's nothing new under the sun. You just pull it from the mental reservoir, because everything that is always was and always will be, and anything that isn't never was and never will be. For example, when you finish the affirmation, I'm in all in what, son?
All is in me.
All right. So when you look at the Pacific Ocean, it's much larger than the Atlantic. So can you comprehend how vast the Pacific Ocean is? But you know it's a large body of water, right?
Right.
Larger than any landmass. It's incomprehensible in the size of it. I just want you to remember, how big could the ocean be, son, if it's inside of you?
That's...
Yeah.
I guess I would have to ask how big and high.
Well, you got to realize that the entire creation came in the form of a big bang out of the pupil of my right eye. I told you all last class that all existence could fit in the head of a pin. So when you're looking at the stars at night and you imagine they're way up there and out there, just remember that I'm moving them from inside my room with my eyes closed in the dark. The whole creation that I'm moving is in me, which means it's in you. You have to wake up to that reality, that's all. And I'm not saying it's easy, but we will do it on this journey that I'm taking you on. If you adhere to everything I ask you to read, listen to, and you follow my instructions, you will get there, and you will earn a mighty throne in the process.
All that.
Well, back.
Overstood. So,
all right. All right, Marua. How you doing?
I'm doing a little bit better. Just getting a lot of phone calls and stuff.
I'm glad to hear you doing better. What's on your mind, son?
The thing that's on my mind is real heavy. I really can't really talk about it right now.
Well, I asked you to call me the other night. I never did get your call. Just call me after class, all right?
What number?
478. And if that doesn't, if you can't get through, just use the 215-971-4426.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question, Amun.
I'll do my best.
Okay, the Bible references to a statement, I think is in John, about in my Father's house are many mansions. Is he referring to something on this side or something totally on the spiritual side? Maybe like when Jasmine said, when we go to sleep, we travel, we're flying, we're doing all of these different things because we're free of the body.
Yes. Well, what Jesus meant by that parable, okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What Jesus meant by that parable, and he taught in that manner, he was telling that it was expedient upon him that he leave now. But he was saying Muhammad and the spirit of truth. He did that, I fit. So you see, he and I are one. But my point is, he said that in my Father's house there are many mansions, and he means heaven, that they spoke of as Uranus in Greek, which is Orion in English, right? Which is the birthplace of many stars. So in Orion, he said, in my Father's house there are many mansions, meaning there are many worlds. There are many planets, and interdimensional places. There are many mansions, many great places that you can live. Are you following me? Even greater than Earth. That's what his parable was about. Now, go ahead if your question was more involved.
So he was saying that there were places to go that are better than Earth, or for lack of a better word, heavenly.
Or at least better than the Earth in the condition it's in, yes.
Okay. So when we have those dreams, like you said, when we're asleep, which is actually our real whole light being, our true selves, then we are visiting those places.
You're visiting many places. But let me say, when you dream, if you're basically a physical being, you'll find out that you've been cut off spiritually, and all of your dreams, whenever you dream, because physical beings rarely dream, understand me? Reptiles very seldom dream. But when they do dream, it's about the world and physical things, do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they dream about. Things related to the world and the earth and physical things like that. They never have celestial dreams about the cosmos and all that, because they don't think of themselves as angelic hosts or cosmosians. They think of themselves as earthlings, period. Right?
Well.
So For those of you that are sleeping this, go ahead.
But when we're in that realm and we are, like I said, doing flying and walking through walls and walking on water and doing things that typically are not of this side.
Realm of this world, right?
When the spirit, yes.
You're in the spirit.
Yeah.
Then you're in the spirit.
Sure.
But if you're still, if you're still walking through walls and flying around only on Earth, then you need to expand your consciousness and reconnect with the reality that you're a star child.
Wow.
How many of you all looked at the DVD I gave you, Divina Love?
Yes, sure.
I have.
That's not many people that's responding. But Divina Love is a very heavy DVD.
I don't have it.
And who are you, sister? Somebody said they don't have it. Who are you, sister?
Sister Karima Shabazz. I don't have it.
All right. Well, you don't have anything for me, though, right?
No.
Okay. Well, get you a spiritual package, and I'll put enough information in there to raise you up overnight.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have anything either.
I know, but it's time you did. The fact that you're here is indicating that your oversoul is indeed demanding that you wake up right now, Karima.
Okay.
All right? You went to the School of Islam, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
All right. Well, you know, I'm also Imam Ahmed Abdullah Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
We had to go through the school. I had to learn more about Islam than the imams knew, even though I am the Imam, the Mahdi, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to let you know, if you have any questions about Islam, that I'm here for you too.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Next, I love you. Next question.
I have a question, Amun.
What? Okay.
Amun, I sent you those videos of Dr. York to your both emails.
Okay, I love you. And it's the one you can see him on in the video?
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I looked it up this time and they removed the video and just had the audio there.
No, the one that I sent, it's an actual video over in the United Kingdom.
Okay, very good, very good. And you can see the little marks on their forehead with the little circles of color where the third eye is. Thank you very much, because I'd like to send that out to people in my next post, along with other transformative information. Next question.
I have a question, Ty.
Very good.
Go ahead.
My question was, like, since we were on the topic about dreams, like, could you just, like, what about daydreaming? Like, when we daydream, like, what are we doing with that, in that sense?
When you're daydreaming,
is that the visual?
You're trapped between two realities. You're trapped between the physical world and the spiritual world. And you're just drifting. Wherever attention goes, energy flows. Are you following me? And if you get bored in school with what the teacher's talking about, or the subject matter, sometimes you go within yourself, start staring out the window, for example, and you start daydreaming. It's the same as sleeping at night and going into a dream, except you woke. Do you follow me?
Okay.
A daydream is
Listen, you're spiritual 100% of the time. You visit the physical realm inadvertently, right? So you've always been spiritual. So when people think about going to the spiritual realm, a lot of times they think about making it to a sacred place or something, but all it is just being yourself, reverting to the reality of who and what you really are. You're spiritual, period. But you also, from the spirit, are projecting the illusion of a physical reality. You follow me? which is not real, because anything real is permanent and everlasting, and the physical realm is only temporary. It has a beginning and therefore end. And you're fighting every day to keep the illusion of the physical realm alive. You follow me? Because it takes a great deal of energy to keep this illusion up. But spiritual is what you are by nature. So it'd be better to say you're a spiritual being that sometimes has a dream that you're in physicality. The daydream is when you come out of the daydream and then go back to the teacher in the room and the desk you're at. That's the daydream, okay? The illusion that adds to the confusion. Next question.
Brother Amun.
I have a question, Messiah.
Yes, sister.
This is.
Let brother go ahead, brother.
No. Go ahead, sister.
Well, my question was.
Speak up louder.
Can you have more than? Can you have more than one other significant?
Well, we all have. Speaking for myself, I've had more than one. And not only visit them, but I lived with 2 and one time 3 women. But the question is, do you think it's right? You know, and that's why a lot of people choose their religions by their lifestyle, to match their lifestyle. People want to be a Catholic or a Christian because they can drink wine and gamble, and they molest little boys and this, that, and the other. But people a lot of times choose Islam because you can have a lot of wives there, or this and that and the other. You know what I mean? Okay, so I heard what you said, but now reveal to me what it is you really mean. What are you trying to get out of me?
I'm just saying that,
I already heard that. I heard what you didn't say.
Like in your I was thinking like in your past life, you have this is your significant, and then this is your other significant in the future. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Now, how do you know who your significant other is in the future?
What I'm trying to say, because I really don't know which one, who they are. But I have been visiting, about, one or 2 of them.
All right. Well, there are sisters on this phone that were my mates in previous lives, right? That's a fact. But I have yet to see them in the future. Now, I had a vision one time when I was in another reality, another world. And I was standing up on the bed, and my mate was standing up on the bed across from me. We were looking at each other. And then I jumped off the bed and walked out the house, and I went walking down the beach, and there was a big, tall brick wall on my right-hand side. And there was clouds of people out there. They were all staring up at the sky. I turned around and looked where they were looking, and I saw 3 worlds, one behind the other, and kind of a curve, like a train going around a corner, right? And they all asked me, "Who are you?" And I looked at that, and I started moving those worlds around in circles and left and right and all that. And I thought that'd be the best explanation I could give them as to who I am, right?
Right.
Right. Now, I was also on a craft, a large craft, and I was in bed with my mate. This had to be future. And I got up again, and we lived in luxury, satin sheets and this, that, and that. Anyway, I walked to another room. It was very bright, and a whole wall was nothing but mirror, but it was clearer than mirror and glass. and I was standing there real tall, dressed in white. I was a golden brown in color, and I was young. And I don't know what the meaning of that was, except it had to be the future, and she was in it again. But I can't give you information about something I don't remember. You follow me?
Follow.
All I know is that I love her. That's it. But I know she's there.
Okay.
Her name is Amun-Rayay. A cosmic name.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
All right.
Rahul back.
Rahul back.
I got something to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Maroa.
I know your vibration.
But it was an earthquake in California on my birthday, January the 17th. And I told my mama, I said it's gonna be an earthquake, and she looked at me and she said, "Son, it's Martin Luther King Day." I said, "What day is this?" She says, "The 15th, your birthday in 2 days." I said, "Yeah, but it's gonna be an earthquake, Mom." She said, "You know what it's gonna be?" I said, "I don't know, Mom, but it's an earthquake." I was like 14, somewhere like that. And then my mama said, that morning she got up, she turned on TV, and I guess she was getting ready to celebrate me. I got up, I looked at my mom. It said it had just been an earthquake. I looked at my mom and she said, "Oh my God, you psychic." She ran away. And she said,
well, you're a very spiritual being, Maroa. Amun, you're a very spiritual being.
Thank you.
I remember one time in the spirit, I was flying over the city of New Orleans in the dark. And when I came to, it was very vivid. It was just like I woke up in the vision. And I was wondering while I was flying, I was looking for my daughters and sons there. But I was wondering why I wasn't cold in the night air. And then it shifted, and I was flying over the Atlantic Ocean in the Gulf of Mexico. And I looked down at the water, and it was brackish, black, heavy black. And I was so high up that I could see the coast of Florida and the coast of Texas and the coast of Louisiana. And that black stuff was running up on the land. You understand that? Now, when that vision was over, I drew it out on paper and sent it to Malachi, and he said, "You made that happen." And that's when we found out about 2 weeks later about the Gulf spill, that big Gulf spill in the Gulf, all that oil spill, the oil spill. I forgot what year it was. But I saw that in advance.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Because Obama tried to stop it.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, well, a lot of times, well, you know how that happens, right? It's the same as John, disciple of Jesus, when he was arrested and sent into a penitentiary on the Isle of Patmos, kind of like Nelson Mandela. And in his solitude, the angel Michael came to him, because Michael is my angel. The Bible will tell you that Jesus sent his angel unto his servant John. Revelation 21, right. Jesus sent his angel, Michael, unto his servant John on the Isle of Patmos to reveal to him things which must shortly come to pass. And John was taken up in the spirit on the Lord's day. In other words, in the daytime, like you said, a daydream, John was shifted into the spiritual realm, and from that spiritual realm, there's no past or future. The time is now. So John looked over 2,000 years into the future, and that's how he wrote the book of Revelation, about what would happen in the last days. Over 2,000 years ago, he wrote that, because he was in the spirit.
That's amazing.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Follow.
And that's how you can see the great past and the future. I also want to let y'all know that these ETs that are coming and this open contact that's going to be the latter part of 2026 and all of 27 moving forward, one of the things they're going to do and gift you all with is a hologramic movie to let you see your entire past. So you can actually see Atlantis in real time and all those different Egyptian civilizations, all that. And even prior to that. Whatever you want to know, they're going to reveal it. They're going to let you see the CashApp records, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went to an amphitheater in Arizona years ago where they had a lot of seats inside of the mountain. And we walked in and had seats like in the theater. It was the largest screen I ever saw. It was concave. It dipped in the middle and went wide in front of us. Now, under the seats, they had these little discs in a case. They were Dropa stones. Dropa stones, look it up. And they slipped that into the box, and it would play any part of history or the future that you wanted to see. And we could sit there and watch it like a movie. Yeah.
Wow.
These ETs are going to be a blessing to many, but a curse to some. Or a blessing to some and a curse to many. I also want to inform you all that your president, Donald Trump, won't be on that seat when they make that open contact here on the planet. I'm sorry, devil. Don't cry.
That's good.
You know, somebody give them people a hanky, please. Give them a hanky so they can wipe their eyes. Wipe them scales and tears out them crocodile. Yeah, what do they can wipe them eyes? They knew the devil was going. They knew what time it was. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
A third term. You ain't gonna finish. Yeah, a third term. Just talking about the illegal stuff in the open, just like it's normal. Go ahead.
Are the ETs going to remove him from the position?
Say it again. Are the ETs going to what?
This is my first time on here.
I'm not, that's not what I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you that he won't be on the seat during that time. I'm not here to tell you whether he's dead or alive or any of that. I'm just telling you he won't be on that seat. That's what was communicated to me, okay? I saw the oil spill. I'm just telling you. Now, don't let it get so quiet you hear a pin drop.
Gotcha.
Is there a
People standing with their mouth hanging open because that was their deity. Next question.
So that means no more
Yes, sister.
But Ann, that's a question after you, Ann.
Wait a minute now. The sister, what's your question, sister?
Thank you. So if he's going to be gone by 2026 sometime, that means no more Antichrist? The era is over?
I didn't say that. There's more than one Antichrist. There's 13 of them here, right?
All right.
But the main one is in Belgium. But there's going to be one that arises in the Middle East as well. And he might be waking that up right now. I will tell you by the book of Revelations that China has a tight relationship with Iran. And you read the book of Revelations, it's going to tell you that there'll be a 200 million man army crossing the Jordan River with scorpions, with snakes in there, talking about tanks and sophisticated weaponry, right? That's the Chinese. There's only two countries on the planet that have a population that can sustain a 200 million man army. That's China or India, but these are Chinese. The Chinese army is almost as big as the population of the United States. That's why when that U-2 plane went down in China, the spy plane was shot down, the United States demanded to have it back. Mao Zedong told them that after we back engineer it and get what we want, then we'll give it the shell back. And the United States started threatening China what they do. Mao Zedong just laughed and said, let me tell you something. I got so many soldiers that I can feel that we can walk your army down faster than you can shoot us.
Wow.
And they wouldn't sit their white ass down.
Wow.
But they poking the bear, right? They poking the bear.
That's what they
You
do.
should never poke the bear, spit in the wind, or tug on Superman cape. You ought not to do it. And I'm gonna tell you something. White man got his power, but he fell already. He fell in the year 2000. But it's like the mentality of some blacks. They still afraid of whites from the ancient days when they were in chains and picking cotton and getting beaten, lynched. They can't. That fear stained their genes. And it's like you get a puppy and you put it on your lawn on a 20-foot chain, and it'll run when the postman comes. When it's young, it don't know its limits, and it hurt his neck. He runs till he snatches his neck. He do that a couple of times, and he learned how far he can go on that chain. So if you have a helicopter, look down on your lawn, you see a 360-degree circle of dirt and a clear edge where the grass begins. When that dog run up to the end of that circle, he stop right there, short of pain. Well, if you let him sleep out there for 5 years and he's sleeping and taking a nap, if you tip out there and ease that chain off, a lot of times that dog will still run up to the end of that circle and stop. Because he don't remember the chain. All he remembers when he goes across that grass, he feels pain. All he remembers is that pain, you understand? And so the nigga don't want to go too far because it could put his fear of the devil. But let me tell you about the ETs I'm talking about. This is their creation. And when you let off atomic bombs like they did in 45 in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, that sends shockwaves out through the whole cosmos, causing problems. Right? That's why they started appearing in Roswell and all over the country and all over the world in large numbers, flying saucers, because of those atomic blasts. You follow me? And now, look it up right now yourself. Let me talk to you. Look it up right now, and you find that there are UFOs that hover over all these atomic sites all over the world, and they dismantled all those big nuclear warheads and freeze them up so they're completely useless. Now, the white man got everybody remembering when they was on the chain and keeping them under control. But I'm here to tell you right now, he's a paper tiger and ain't got no teeth. White man ain't got no nuclear weapons. Now, the ETs already said that they don't mind if they let off a small nuclear blast in a local area, right? But that big stuff, the answer is hell no. Now, I'm going to tell you who the boss is with the hot sauce, and it ain't the American goddamn government. Yeah. Sit down, miss me with that bullshit. The white man, my ass. You want to call it a man? It's a beast.
For real.
Yeah.
And his time is up and his power is gone. And all I was sitting here to do is wake you all up so you can recognize what's really happening in this day and time. And let go of that slave mentality. So I'm scared to post up. Why are you scared? You think the white man ain't gonna like it? Nigga, please. Quit running up to the end of the grass. Post these posts up to millions of people. Earn your throne. Quit being simple. Simple-minded. That slave mentality. Mute your phone.
Mute your phone.
All right, that next question.
I have a question.
I'll do my best.
You said a couple of weeks ago about you tell just by looking at our palm who's got how much monkey genes that you have.
I'll say it again. How much? You have an accent now. You got to slow down and make me understand every word. Oh yeah, how much monkey? I can look in the palm of your hand and tell how much monkey is in you. Yeah.
How much genes? Yeah. How would you be able to tell?
Well, I don't want to put that information out because a lot of people would use that science to hurt people's feelings or to denigrate people. You follow me?
Okay.
But the master knows every man or woman by their marks. I know who's who on the planet Earth. You understand?
Okay.
Just like you see white people with psoriasis and all these skin diseases. With these scales and all, what that is when you mix mammalian and reptilian skin. In other words, the beast is mixed with the dog and the reptile. And the mammal has fur with pores, and the reptile has scales. Do you understand the problem?
Yes.
That's why it's itching like coals, and they try to get nair to burn the hair off and all this. They try to, you understand me? Nair in Arabic is fire. They on fire. That's part of the curse of leprosy. And they don't want you woke, W-O-K-E, because the truth is coming out. And it's not just a white man, it's a lot of black people that was living in Sequoia under the shade of that lion tree. Talking about they got pretty eyes and good hair and light skin and all that bullshit. I'm telling you, it's a lot of people that's been living under that lie, under the shade of that damn lion tree. You understand that? And only those that are strong enough to handle the truth will the truth make them free. Some of y'all been treated worse by light-skinned niggas than you have white people. Don't lie to me, I know it. My own brother, we got the same mom and daddy. He was born with blonde hair and blue eyes. He used to catch me in my sleep and run his finger across my throat talking about bye-bye, blackbird. All that type of stuff. Larry, when you cross the street at night, you better bring a red lantern with you. I say, for what? So when nobody won't hit you in the dark and make you a black spot in the ground. I'm serious. How you doing? Black hair. All that old type of shit. But then when he was in his real mind, he used to look at me with water in his eyes and say, Larry, I wish I had your color. I wish I was like you. I was thinking to myself. Say it again.
I said some dark, very dark skin have blue eyes as well.
That's right too. Yes, that's right. Some people are real dark with straight hair, or keen features, no lips and a pointy nose. And some people are black and they just have the attitude of the reptile. And they black as charcoal, lumps of coal, and they got the reptilian brain. That little stem in the back of the medulla. And they let that rules in.
Blue eyes are reptilian, so you
say again.
Blue eyes are reptilian. Are you saying?
I'll say that's the eyes of Satan. That's the eyes of Satan. What it is there's no such thing as blue eyes or green eyes. There's no different colored eyes. They're clear eyes, transparent. The blue is the color that's being reflected by them most of the time. If you think I'm kidding, remember everybody's sister that you know with green eyes. Sometimes you see them and they look amber. You follow me? Depends on what kind of light is being reflected in them. You remember, right?
Yeah.
They're not always green. Sometimes they look amber in color, don't they?
Ooh. Yeah.
Because they don't have. It's not a real color. Ain't no blue and green. Ain't no. Animals got clear, like a husky dog. They got clear eyes.
Yeah.
Empty.
Yeah.
That signifies they don't have a soul. Do you understand? Human beings have solid eyes. You asked me about how to tell how much monkey in somebody. Why would I put that over the phone? And you know good and well that y'all would be going out every time somebody made you feel insecure. And you would be saying, let me read your palm. Y'all be ended up in hell calling me up telling, I'm in hell. I say, that's why I don't tell y'all everything, because I'm responsible for what you do with it.
That is so true.
It is true.
Yeah, I just, what do you look for? I just thought.
Say it again.
No, I just was asking what to look for.
Well, I mean, what you look for mostly is the attitude, right? But I tell you, the reptiles, niggas, it's them sisters got them real skinny legs and a big top over like a frog with them big pop eyes. And you look at people with the real flat back of the head, and some people with zero body fat. That nigga they used to call snake in school. Real skinny. People that have zero body fat. Some people that's always cold. No matter what the weather is, they got on shirts and sweaters and shit. It's like, I can't believe it. And when in the wintertime, they always got their back to a heater, sky high. You can't even breathe in the room you can't even breathe for the heat. But they got their hands on it, and they rocking back and forth with the paint cracking on the wall. Talking about they cold. Still. A reptile. They don't have no body heat. Mute your phone. Next question. They cold-blooded, I tell you.
All right.
Who bet?
Got you, Amun.
Who bet?
Okay.
Mute your phone.
So, yeah, mute your phone real quick, y'all. Thank you. Quick question. So, I've been doing a lot of traveling, and I've been crazy jet lagged. Can you explain what that does to our body?
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to recover from that.
Okay, well, when people travel distances, especially in a jet, when they land at their destination, they always say they're real tired. They got jet lag. You ever heard that? That comes from the human body was created to travel at 3.5 miles per hour, like when you walk or when you run, no more than 10 or 12 miles an hour. All right? So when you get in the jet and they start breaking the sound barrier and you on it, when you land, all the way along that journey you're taking, you leave the little shadowy stages of yourself behind, like, right? And so when you land, you're so tired because you drained all those parts of you, and so you stay in your motel for a minute and let them catch up to you to cure that jet lag. Then you feel re-energized and whole again. You got it?
That's true.
Yes, it is true.
Is that why you sleep on the plane too? Or is that just...
Well, your jet lag makes you sleepy, right? It makes you weaker the faster you go and the further you go. Whenever you're traveling faster and people were created to travel, little shady aspects, shadowy aspects of yourself being left lagging behind all the way. And when you get to where you're going and you stop, and then they catch up, and you got your energy back. Hit your phone. When you hear me talking, don't do that. Next question.
I have a question.
I have one.
Okay.
Can you explain the significance of alignment, like when our bodies are aligned or when the planets are aligned, the reasoning behind that, or the...
Yes, the reasoning behind that is you're all one with all. And it's alignment time. So when the planets line up, you're supposed to be in line too. In fact, they line up to help you line up. Let you look at it like this. When the moon and the sun line up for a perfect solar eclipse, that puts more gravity, more magnetic pull on the earth, and you have higher tides. Are you following me? And you have more insanity because all the water in your brain, because of that moon and that sun pulling on it. Can you imagine if when all the planets line up, it's like stacking magnets, you understand? And it pulls on people, making women's menstrual cycles come down, making men and women go crazy because it's shifting the water in their brains, making a lot of floods because of high tides. Do you understand what I'm saying? Earthquakes. Because it shifts the crust of the earth around. Planetary alignment. What it was supposed to do is realign your spirit with your body. When they say spiritual beings say it's alignment time, they're talking about realigning your spirit with your body. Whenever your spirit and body are out of line, that's what you call illness. Because your spirit is the body for that physical illusion, that shell. Without that spirit, that body is dead. No repose. Because that light is the life in a man or woman. And whenever the body gets out of line with the spirit, that's sickness. Just like, mute your phone. Why do I have to keep saying that to you? I see you.
Please mute your phone.
It's like a lamp. You plug it in and you cock the cord and the lamp will flicker. That's not a good connection. That's what sickness is. But if you pull the plug out, the lamp goes out, that's death. All you got to do before you say a person is dead is disconnect him from the spirit. When that silver cord is loose, you call that death. What it really is a rebirth.
So is that akin to when the portals are open and then you have that energy that
whenever you raise up to your etheric cord, the porthole is open for you because your etheric cord is a vortex.
Okay.
You see, there's a demon here that knows there's truth coming through me and want to cut you all off. Do you understand? So I told you to curse it. You're not doing what I asked you. Curse it.
To the food that keeps us up in our class. Use your doggone phone so we can continue.
Use your phone.
Drop dead and find hell. Next question.
Excuse me for a second. You said our etheric cord is a.
I called it a silver cord. That's what many people make reference to it as. But the etheric cord is just that, your etheric cord. It's like the umbilical cord that attaches the baby to the wall that used to the mother. Where the baby's navel is, that's where the umbilical cord was attached. And your crown molar, the top of your head, the soft spot on the baby's head, that's where the etheric cord is attached. That demon is on the phone still making a little noise. It's aggravated with this truth. It doesn't want y'all woke up at all. It's a demon that can't handle the truth. Do you understand?
If you don't want to know the truth, don't come here. Don't call here. Mute your phone. Hang up. Leave us alone.
Now, I can guarantee that thing might take that monkey hand. It's mad about the truth. It's mad about the truth. Next question.
I have a question.
Can you repeat the name of the disc?
Star 60 phones. The brother's asking a question. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the name of the disc that the ETs are going to let us basically view our past?
Yeah, it's called a velar. A die or a disc. It's called a velar.
VOLA.
What he's referencing is that, I don't know if you'll find that in the white man's information, but what he's referencing is that when you've been chosen, the elders come to you in your sleep and turn you on your side. And then they surgically take an instrument with laser and they open up the base of your spine. And they take this rounded thin disc and they slide it in between your disc and they close up. And it's a crystal that downloads all the information in your physical and spiritual existence, past, present, and future. And after it's full, they come and remove it, but you don't ever have no scar on your back, but some of you will remember it happening. But what happens is when you make the physical separation of what you call death, you fly up through the red shift. And when you're going up through that Stargate, there are other elders that work in the facility, kind of like a music studio with all that equipment in it. And they insert that disc, your velar, in there, and they read all your information. These are specially trained masters. They can't make a mistake because they can erase you out of existence. So what they do is they find all the bad things that happened to you in your past and future, and they remove that. And they replace it with good memories and good events, real time. And they take all the darkness and sickness out of your life and replace it with vitality, health, and love, and happiness, and confidence, and all the things that, and they do the same with your physical form. If you're not happy about the way you were created, they recreate you and whatever your concept of perfection is. You follow me? Then as you fly up the ship, like the particles on Star Trek, when they say transport now, all them little pieces start coming together, and two like rods standing up vertically side by side, and they start spinning like a web between them back and forth, and they make it another DNA ladder, and they reclothe your form with flesh in a perfected being as a man or woman, perfected man or woman, and you have a rebirth as a perfected being with all the power, information, beauty, handsomeness, all the health, all the perfection that you earned by listening to this information and receiving his Messiah in this day and time, contrary to all this misinformation and lies and ignorance been pumped into you by the beast. You understand? All of y'all that can peep through muddy water and see dry land, you will earn a throne and eternal life. Those of you that are still clinging on to that nonsense and are sensitive about you don't like the way he made you and all this type of thing, you don't realize that this is just a temporary school, a brief intermission between two eternities, between the eternal past and the eternal future. It's like a shooting star. This little time on earth don't matter at all when you consider the length of infinity. Be careful, because you're deciding how you're going to spend your forever right here and right now, this school. Next question.
I have a question,
I'll do my best.
I had a spiritual encounter a week ago. When I say spiritual encounter, I have a copper ring. It's got emerald stone in it.
Stop talking while she talk. Brother, stop. You playing the role of the devil right now. Go ahead, sister.
And I woke up one morning, and it was lying in my bed, and I couldn't figure out how it got there because it's quite hard to get off. And I'm thinking, I can't remember taking it off, so it's quite strange.
One of your angelic beings might have helped you.
Yeah, well, for definitely.
Let me tell you, a lot of you all that woke up in the morning and you got scratches and different things on your body, you can't remember where they came from. You had visitors that night.
Sure.
Wow.
Sometimes disembodied souls sometimes they have sex with you in your sleep. Men and women.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I woke up and a thin broad was on me, had short hair, but she was doing what she was doing so hard and after it, so whatever she was trying to get a baby from me so she could be reborn in this world, right? And I was trying to push her off, and she was wiry and strong, real strong. And I couldn't stop her from doing that, so I just I got all my man strength together and knocked that broad off me finally. But yeah, they do that in your sleep. They got names for them.
Yeah,
the men and the women. Succubus and incubus. Those are called incubus and succubus. The incubus is the males and the succubus the females. They're trying to use your eggs and sperm so that they can get pregnant, or in other words, they want to be reborn in this physical world. That's how you got a lot of devils in the world right now.
Wow.
You got some children that don't look like the mother or father, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you be confused about that, right?
Yeah, and I've seen
True.
I know you have. You don't know where they come from. Now you know. Next question. Why y'all getting so deep like that? Who that?
No, that was.
No, you
that
need
was
to get
something that's necessary.
Well,
in our consciousness.
Well, I mean, can't y'all? Well, certainly we can communicate on a higher plane than that, though, can't we?
I got a question.
I'll do my best.
I got a question about like as far as like the animals and the ones that align with you, depending on how you when you were born, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my mother was pregnant with my older brother Red. She was walking down the street in New Orleans with her head down, and she was startled when she came to a stop. She looked right into the eyes of a horse right in front of her face, and that was his sign.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I would just, I mean, basically like the animals to have like in the house with you, the ones that match your energy, if that makes sense.
It does.
I don't know. I don't know if it helps you grow based off energy, because I know the snake is kind of
animals a lot of times are sent here to help you and communicate messages to you. I had a cat named Think, and she was definitely my spiritual aid here.
Okay.
Animals are connected to the spiritual realm. That's why you use cats in seances. Or when somebody dies, the dog senses the soul leaving the body, and they'll start howling. You hear me? You ever had a dog that was ran up barking in an empty corner of the house with his hair all up on his back? And you thought he was going crazy because there wasn't nothing in the corner? It wasn't nothing that you could see or hear, but he could see the spirit. That's what he was barking at. Dogs don't have no pressure or bills on them. He wasn't having no nervous breakdown. If they barking, goddammit, they barking at something. It's just like if you go hunt with your friend and your dog is 1,000 yards away and he blow that silent whistle, you don't hear it and you standing next to him, but that dog's ears go way up. And he'll come when you hear that silent whistle because it's on a frequency that you can no longer hear. You understand? They see and hear things that you don't see and hear.
What's your cat was name?
Say it again.
What was the name of your cat?
Think. I named her Think because I bought her for my daughter Dominique. And I wanted to think every time she called that cat. And she's a smart wizard right now, except that she gave herself to the devil. You understand? She thinks fast, but she thinks evil. You follow me?
What do you mean by that?
Just that her mother possessed her.
Mute your phone.
I was with her mother. I was with her for a lot of years, and she was half white, green-eyed, half white. And I had children by her, and I was out all the time working, hustling, teaching, doing a lot of things. And so primarily she took over the raising the children, and she pumped all that devil stuff into them. Do you understand? Like to hate me and hate the Creator and hate the truth and hate any authority. You follow me? And they, a lot of times they do that. They give birth to demons. You understand that?
Amun, do you believe in fairies?
Yes, I do believe in fairies. Let me explain. When sisters give birth, a soul goes into the womb, into the fetus. Let me talk to you. When white women get pregnant, in the 6th month of pregnancy, a Korangani or a fairy spirit goes into the fetus at that age, and they're possessed by little spiritual pixies, demons, fairies. Korangani is the name of them. They don't ever have a soul. They just got that little wicked spirit in them. But however, a white woman that has a black man for a mate, just by having sex with him, he can reignite her soul inside of her, and she can go up to the 7th gate. But white men, see, because the white woman is 6 ether, the white man is only 5 ether, so a sister can't transform him. But I can take some of them to heaven, some of them white men that was friendly toward me and good toward me, and I don't even have to know them, they don't have to know me, but my oversoul will know. So if they do right by me today and not wrong, they'll wake up in heaven. Look, I had a lot to give y'all about this life after death and the new heaven and new earth again, but you asked me more questions than I had time to answer. So it's 10:25 again. Y'all need to go outside and perform these miracles. Please let me give you what I came here to give you. But this is your class. Don't stop asking questions when you want to know the answers. Now, who's the first one that can see something outside? I love you.
I see a star.
Say it again.
I see a star. In the name of Amun-Rayay, run up.
Huh?
And it's running
I heard
up.
New Age.
I see a star.
Oh, you see one out there?
Yes,
Okay.
I see a star.
Okay, go up in the name of Amun-Rayay.
And it's running up.
All right, now drop down in the name of the Messiah.
Light outside.
And it's dropping down. I see the red light. It's a craft.
Yeah. Well, it won't make any difference because I'm the overseer of the heavens and the earth, sister.
You are. Absolutely.
Yes, I am. Yes. Next.
How will happen, Messiah?
I love you.
I love you.
I'm here in Georgia.
Okay. And what do you see?
I see one that I see a nice bright star right in front of me.
Okay. Raise up in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Moving up.
All right. Now drop down.
It's getting brighter too.
Yeah, that's my
Moving
energy.
down.
Now go in a circle counterclockwise.
There we go.
Yeah. You see what I mean, Har, about the oceans inside of you? The whole creation is inside of me. Which means it's inside of every one of y'all, because you're part of it. You're one with all. All is, you are in all, and all is in you. Meaning you could go outside and look up at the stars, meaning you're in all, or you can close your eyes and still see them, and all is in you. You got that? I know the wonder of the Almighty, huh? I'm going to leave you all with that, but we need y'all to post up more posts, make this class bigger. Send your donations, get these packages. Tick-tock. The time is now. Love you.